This is News Desk. Thanks for staying. Let's take you now to the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital, and the CEO of the hospital is addressing those who've gathered there for the the PRO of the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital is addressing those who've gathered for the sod cutting of the new pediatric intensive care unit.
Joined by the Greater Accra Regional Minister in the person of Honorable Ishmael Ashitu. And then we are joined by the Mayor of Accra in the person of Honorable Mohammed Adu. And then we have the Chief Executive of Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital in the person of Dr. Felix Anya. He's the one hosting the event today. There are so many other dignitaries. As we go along, we recognize them. We have directors of the hospital who are here. All of them are here. We have heads of departments and units that are here. We have departmental nursing heads that are also with us here. You are all recognized. As we go along, we will recognize the rest of the team members that are here. So we will now go back to the program. So let us put our hands together and then welcome the Chief Executive in the person of Dr. Felix Anya to give us the opening remarks.
Good morning. Her Excellency the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Ministers of State, Rep of the Minister of Health, Name, my Reverend Minister, friends of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We are meeting this morning, the 30th day of May 2018, to cut the sod to start the construction of an ultra-modern Children's Emergency Ward, together with an ICU component. This has been made possible by the Replica Foundation under the distinguished patronage of Her Excellency, the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo. Ladies and gentlemen, the clap is not good enough. Can we all clap to thank her for this wonderful gesture? Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital was built in 1923. That's 95 years, almost a century ago. The children's block was built 55 years ago, more than half a century ago. We know Korle-Bu as a teaching hospital have graduated several doctors. We have graduated several nurses and other paramedical members of the health team. These have all gone on to have specialties and subspecialties, which are of benchmark standards. We know that over the past 50 years or more, technology has improved. Investigative equipments we have modern day investigative equipments for efficient diagnosis and care of children. However, the children's block, ever since it was built more than half a century ago, has had no major change. We know, however, that the children's department receives about 30,000 attendees in a year, with about 6,000 admissions. Many of these have really been managed in a way which is not of the standard of the modern day healthcare practice, befitting of Korle-Bu as a quaternary healthcare center. We've had children 3 in 1 court with a tendency for cross-infection. We've had challenges with admissions, and so some children, when the place is full, are denied access, and we all know the consequences. 6 years ago, there was an attempt, after many appeals were made to government, to corporate institutions, to NGOs, the attempt was made to start what we now are able going to start and finish. That attempt was not successful. Enter 2016, now we have the game changer. We have the achiever. We have a mother who is changing the face of healthcare in Ghana. We've heard of Kumasi, but how many people even among us know that for the past 1 year and a half, the First Lady has been here for about the 5th time? Please, let's give her a clap offering. She had time to go through the children's ward earlier on. She was with us in the breast cancer awareness week. She even had the time to squeeze her Christmas appointments to celebrate with children who were having cancers. Please, let's give her a clap for her. So indeed, we are having a mother as a First Lady for the first time changing the body, the soul, and the spirit of healthcare practice in Ghana. We are sure and confident with the Rebecca Foundation and all the excellent, please clap for them, and efficient engineers and staff, we shall be able to have a first-class children's emergency, which, with all the equipment that is needed to make right diagnosis and right monitoring of children, reduce mortality, reduce cross-infection, reduce inability to refer patients, and so make Korle-Bu what we plan of targeted it to be, the center and the hub of medical tourism in West Africa. Her First Lady, Ministers of State, Nime Nameng, my pastor, we are taking care of the future today by ensuring that each child admitted to the emergency unit of Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital will be entitled to a bed, and no child needing emergency services shall be turned away. Admitting more than a child to a single cot or a bed shall be history. And thanks again to the love and kindness of the First Lady of Ghana, Her Excellency, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo. Thank you, Madam. The dream of making this institution a medical tourism hub within the sub-region, even in pediatric services, is alive. It will be deepened on the completion of this project. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending again our greatest gratitude to the totality of understanding, of impact, of timing that the First Lady has for Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital. Can we clap for her again? Korle-Bu needs more projects of this kind to deliver quality healthcare, meeting international benchmarks. We equally need the right policies that will facilitate the changing of attitudes and providing the appropriate organizational culture towards meeting these international benchmarks. Modernization of operations by the use of end-to-end software to address the bed management issues that has bedeviled Korle-Bu. Sorry. We are going to install a software which will address the bed management issues that have plagued Korle-Bu, which address the revenue generation processes and all other areas of operations that are key in the strategic development of Korle-Bu. We are optimistic about having the governing board soon, in accordance with the provisions of Act 525 of 1996, to lead the process of shaping the right policies towards achieving these targeted milestones. On behalf of the staff and management, I welcome you all to Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital as you join me once again to convey our appreciation to Her Excellency the First Lady, Madam Rebecca Akufo-Addo, the Rebecca Foundation, and all those involved in making this dream a reality. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Chief. Let us put our hands together for this welcome address by the Chief Executive of Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital. There are some other dignitaries that who are also in our midst, and then we want to recognize them. We have Honorable Ni Lante Banaman. He's the chairman of...
So those are live visuals coming to you from the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital, and there's a sword-cutting ceremony for the new pediatric intensive care unit. And you know, Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital is currently the third largest hospital in Africa and the leading national referral center in Ghana. Now, the new building they're hoping to put up will cover an area of 1,500 square meters, including the main building, access areas, and supporting infrastructure. The building has been designed with the supervision and assistance of medical doctors and nurses from the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital to continue with the efforts of providing infrastructure that requires lower operating costs. The building will be EDGE certified by the IFC, that's the World Bank Group. The building will use strong, durable materials and will offer significant saving energy. Let's take you there now as the First Lady speaks.
Regional Minister and the representative of the Ministry of Health, the Ministry.
Apologies for that, but those were live visuals coming to you from the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital. First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo is cutting sword for a new pediatric intensive care unit, and that facility will be able to have 41 children admitted through 6 different areas, 5 in main pediatric intensive care room, 1 pediatric ICU isolation room, 14 in pediatric high dependency room, and 10 in the neonatal ICU room. 7 will be from the neonatal high dependency room and 4 in the neonatal isolation room. Let's take you back to the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital to hear the First Lady.
Of the hostel to begin. I'm happy to say good progress has been made with financial contribution by the Rebecca Foundation. The second request was to help the children's block. For so many years, the children's block at Korle-Bu has been working under some very tough conditions. It is in a deplorable state and urgently needs facilities and resources to provide optimum care for children. I was told that about 6 years ago, the sword was cut for the construction of a new children's block. Unfortunately, no progress has been made to date. Meanwhile, congestion and lack of adequate equipment have made treatment extremely difficult. One of the urgent facilities needed is a pediatric intensive care unit. The pediatric services in Korle-Bu suffer from lack of space and resources to welcome and host emergency pediatric patients and neonates born outside the hospital. This leads to a crowded emergency room, which obviously makes it challenging for the great team of medical professionals to give the best possible care to these children. Since last year, the Rebecca Foundation has been in discussions with the management of the hospital to build a modern, fully equipped pediatric intensive care unit for the children's block. This is a facility that is urgently needed to save the lives of our precious children and arrest the needless infant mortality. The new facility will apply the same green technology used in the Komfo-Anokye mother and baby and pediatric intensive care units. It will therefore be a highly energy efficient building with reduced operating costs and facilitate better use of the hospital's limited resources. As we are aware, Korle-Bu is the nation's leading referral center. It receives patients from all the regions in Ghana and from some countries in the West African sub-region. We need to make sure the quality of care is absolutely the best standard in our sub-region. I am happy today, therefore, to cut the sword for the construction of a pediatric intensive care unit. As a mother and grandmother, this is a project that I feel strongly about. Like the Komfo-Anokye mother and baby and pediatric intensive care units, we expect to finish this facility in record time. As I understand, every day lost means potentially losing lives. We all expect our health staff to be professional and do their best, and this is right. But no matter how professional, experienced, or dedicated they are, they cannot work without the right resources, and that includes space and equipment. Hopefully, this unit will help our health professionals deliver quality health care to our children. But we also know quality health care goes beyond physical structures. It takes the right caliber of staff and numbers to deliver quality service. The Rebecca Foundation will continue to support the health sector and others. But we entreat the Ministry of Health and the board and management of Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital to ensure we have the adequate and right caliber of staff essential to quality service delivery. Only then can we make progress. The Rebecca Foundation is grateful to all our partners and donors. There is so much the foundation intends to do in health, education, and economic empowerment of women. Our mission is to provide interventions that support the well-being of women and children. We need everyone. There's nothing more painful or tragic than losing a child. Every parent knows that. We know that tragedy happens sometimes, but when it does, at least we need to assure ourselves that we did all we could. Thank you, and God bless you all.
First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo there ending her speech at the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital as she prepares to cut sword for the new pediatric intensive care unit. Now, that unit will be supported by its own infrastructure, including medical gases, solar water heaters, voltage stabilizers, water storage and pumps, and solar power generation. That's not all. To improve the working conditions of doctors and nurses, the building will have its own fully furnished changing rooms, resting rooms, ablution facilities with showers, offices, and consultation rooms. My colleague Seth Kwame Boateng is currently there, and we'll be bringing you more on that. And we know that it's to cover about an area of 1,500 square meters, including the main building, some access areas, and supporting infrastructure. We just heard the First Lady a while ago explaining that there's nothing more painful than a parent losing their child, and so she's really passionate about this project and intervention, and entreated directors of the facility to employ the right quality of staff to aid in healthcare delivery. As you can see in your shots, they're just moving now to cut sort for that new pediatric intensive care unit. This will not be the first time the First Lady is embarking on such a project. We know that together with Multimedia Group put up the new mother and baby unit at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital to deal with the issue of deaths arising from congestion. So hopefully this new facility will also deal with the same problem. What we know now is that at the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital, about 3 children die every day due to congestion and the lack of life-saving equipment. Currently in your shots, some prayers are being said as they prepare to cut sort for the new PICU, that's a Pediatric Intensive Care Unit at the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital.
God our Father, who is the soul behind all human initiative, we are here this morning to cut sort for the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit for Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital. We pray for your presence to visit us. As we break the ground, we ask for your power to be even into this ground. The Lord will take away from here any form of accident. We pray for those who will be working here, for the laborers, for all the artisans, for all the technical people who will be working here, and we are asking that we drive away from them any form of difficulty that they may encounter. So work here will be according to your will. And when all is done, Lord will give you glory and honor. We pray for the Rebecca Foundation and for our First Lady, that you support them in enabling this work to be done. So finally, all of us as Ghanaians and parents will give you honor and glory. We offer this prayer with thanksgiving through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. And we bless the ground in the name of God who is Father, God who is Son, and God who is Holy Spirit. Sanctify this ground and make it holy for the work we are about to begin. So when it's over, we all have cause to give honor and glory. Say thank you for Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen.
Speakers, please. Yeah, you did. Come on, get with you.
Okay, Madam, please come back for us.
Madam.
Now we are done with the sorting appearance, and according to the program, we will have the dignitaries we have.
You just saw First Lady Rebecca Kufuor and CEO of the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital, Mr. Felix Anya, cutting sword for a new pediatric intensive care unit expected to be complete in 6 months. Really appreciate your company this morning. That'll be all for this edition of News Desk. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. I'm Benes Abubedu.